Hello everybody and welcome back here on SouthViews pig farm, and it's indeed turning into be quite a productive pig farm now. In the last episode we were harvesting the corn. I finished that while it was getting dark and started ploughing up the field as well, but ran out of fertilizer in the middle of the night, so we got the fence. I don't know if we can really see it, it's a little bit dark here, but it's parked out here in the field. So we gotta pick up some fertilizer, but much more importantly, if I just hop over on this side of the fence, our canola on this field here, we'll get up here, as you can see, is now ready to harvest. So it's fully fertilized, there are no weeds in the main part of the field at least. So this is one of the things that we really need for the pigs as well. However, we also had some issues with the field here on the other side of the farm. Got a bit messed up because we started sowing, made a mistake, put wheat in. So not everything is ready to harvest here, but a good portion is. So in order to avoid this starting to wither, we're quickly going to run down the middle. I know it's going to seem a bit weird, but we're going to get a cut down the middle on this farm just to get that wheat out of the way, and we're going to sell that right away because we are also running a little bit low on money. As you can see, we're down to 13,000, but there are a couple of things we'll need to invest in soon, so we might as well get cracking on that, and then shortly after that is underway, we'll get fertilizer over to the plow. We'll also need to tidy up the pigs and the chickens and check if there's any eggs to sell, so plenty to be getting on with. It's a fine morning, a little bit overcast as you can see, birds are out, but we'll hop in to the harvester here. I'll just go and cap you to begin with, get things started up, and yeah, we're basically just gonna make a cut down. It's not my favorite thing to do this, but it's better to get it done than lose a big part of the harvest basically. So we'll crack on with this fairly quickly. Once I get ourselves lined up here, we can jump out and have a look. So here we go. As you can see, it's only this middle strip that's ready, but there are actually 2 growth stages already inside of this strip, so if we leave it for too much longer we start getting into the risk of losing some of it. There are a few tram tracks and patches in it. Yeah, this field hasn't worked out exactly fantastic this first time round. And the field on the other side, we ended up sowing without putting a lime down, or without getting it ploughed, whereas this one at least only needs to be fertilized before it's ready again. So I reckon that we're gonna run over this one fairly quick, and we're probably gonna try and put corn down on it, because we harvested the entire field on the north side of the farm and there was simply not enough corn. There was enough corn to almost fill the feeding trough, which I think corresponds to about six days worth of feed, which of course isn't an awful lot. So we've got to get cracking on with this basically. And as you can see right now, I'm just chopping the grain. We have a few bales, and when we come back to do the rest of the field, I'll probably swath some of it up, but we can't really afford the new bale trailer, and we're not sure on bales, so I reckon I might as well just chop this little bit up. But we'll get this bit out of the way first fairly quickly, and we'll see if we can sell a bit of it to stabilize the bank account as well. actually looks pretty well timed because we're almost full. We're just about coming back to where we have an area cut out at least where we can get a tractor in and empty out the harvester. I'd like to say that I had planned that carefully, but I was actually getting a bit worried that I was going to have a full tank way before we got to here, but it's worked out okay. So we'll just get this little strip done here, and since we're down this end, we can conveniently just hop out and get the John Deere hooked up to the trailer. So just leave that here, hop over, and just as we're reversing up here, I can see that we definitely need to get both the pigs and the chickens tidied up. There are a few eggs, but that can probably wait a little while. I think it'll be better just to get the wheat from this field sold off instead. So get the first load in. We'll try not to trample too much here, but I think we're just gonna have to cut through here, even if it means losing a bit. Still working out exactly how best to work with this field as well, of course. It's the first time we've actually sown on it ourselves after taking over SouthViews pig farm here on the Marwell Manor map. But while that's filling, I can just show you quickly that we are getting a fair amount of pigs now. So as you can see, we're now up to 70 pigs. They're not terribly clean, they need a bit of straw and a little top up on grain. But overall, our production rate is now down to 2 hours and 45 minutes, so we are producing about 8 odd pigs a day now, which is pretty good. And I reckon we can actually start taking a few off and start selling some pigs pretty soon. But it would be nice to get the canola in as well and boost the productivity of that a little bit more. But we better get back to the harvesting at hand. Make sure we can get turned around here without destroying too much more. I'll try and see if I can get a worker going on this now that we've kind of cut an area around the field, because that means we can start getting the pigs and the chickens tidied up and get that fertilizer sorted out so the ploughing can get on the north side as well. So we'll set a worker going here, see if that works. Yep, he's away. That's good. First of all, let's just get a bit of tidying done. So there's quite a bit of wastage on the ground here. There's actually enough to fill this shovel. More than once. But we are getting more pigs on the farm, so I guess that's to be expected. Last bit in. Tiny fleck left on the ground there, but close enough. I think we'll see for today. And at least the chickens over here aren't terribly messy. They're relatively straightforward to get if I can get the shovel down on the right level. I know there's a mod now that can actually tell you the angle of the shovel. I think I need to look at getting that installed, because I always find it a little bit fiddly to get the right angle when you're trying to collect stuff that's very close to the ground. And that's that sorted out. So we need to put a weight on the back of the Fendt 511 here in order to lift fertilizer bags, and then we need to swap out on the front with the back lifter instead. So we had a couple of half-filled fertilizer bags sitting here, but they're all used up now, so we're back to ground zero. But as I was mentioning, I would like to get to a point where we can make the investment in a slurry spreader. Obviously the pigs are producing a fair amount of slurry. The manure we're going to try and use in the greenhouse. We might find that we're producing too much manure, but we'll see how that goes. But certainly the slurry should save us a fair chunk of money. The alternative is to try and put down cover crop as well and plow that in and get a free round of fertilizing out of that. I think that is still financially far more efficient than actually buying fertilizer. So we might have to do a bit of experimentation, but obviously we wanted to get seeds in the ground because we needed material for the pigs. But for now, this will have to do. Now obviously we can use the kind of 5-in-1 subsoiler fertilizer and cultivator that's currently on the back of the Fendt without fertilizer. But it's actually quite handy to get that initial fertilizing done in the same pass as everything else. And I'm thinking about putting sugar beets into the north field. It will mean that we need to hire a lifter for the beets when the time comes. I think that works out about £5,000 or £6,000, so it's a fair bit of an expense, but it would mean that we have everything that we need to feed the pigs, although we might have to try and establish some kind of root crop storage as well. Anyway, so worker's phoned over that he's pretty much full and needs somebody to come and pick up grain, but we'll just get some fertilizer into this guy first, I think, so that we can carry on with completing this field pretty soon as well. So yeah, this machine's not the widest for a large tractor like the Fendt, but it's very handy because you get all of these things done. It takes about 600 litres of fertilizer and can work through a fair bit of field with that. And that's the worker away again. I'm starting to wonder whether we're actually going to have room for it all. Might actually just follow him down and see how close we get to a full trailer, and then we could take that down to get sold instead. So we're getting very close to full here. Nope, especially if I try and actually concentrate on driving, but once we get to the end here, that'll be fine for us to take down to the Greendale store and sell this bit. That'll give us a decent enough amount of money. We'll certainly fill the hold from the fertilizer and then a bit. So we'll head down to the store with nearly full load. So I probably should check the price to see where we're going to get the the best rate, but hopefully this will work out okay. We do have quite a large amount of grain generally sitting in our tanks already. Got about 30,000 litres, I think it is, of wheat, and about 55,000 litres of barley, so we actually got plenty. So wow, 20,893. That is with me setting the economy on easy. That's mainly in order to keep making a little bit of progress on this series. It's not to kind of try and cheat it, it's just that the slower the earnings are, the more times you're going to see me doing the same fields over and over again with relatively little development on the farm. So I reckon it would be nice to try and make a little bit of headway here. That's the grain trailer parked up. We'll hop the fence and get a little bit of plank done. Looks like the worker's getting pretty close to complete, but maybe we can finish the little patch over on this side of the field at least. And there we go. We didn't get very far. The worker has called over. Harvesting on that site is done. So we've got to crack on with the canola harvest. It is overcast. Hopefully it's not going to start turning to rain. But just in case, we'll park this up for now. So there's actually a decent amount of wheat there. Over 6,000 litres. From that last patch, so we're actually getting a pretty good yield there. That's almost 26,000 litres on this middle part of it. So yeah, the remainder should give us a very decent amount. We might try and sell one side and keep the other, I reckon. We don't want to end up completely overflowing the silos just with wheat, although I know it's separate capacity of course for each grain type, but it's the one thing that still would be nice to, I don't know, kind of fix, a bit like a trailer really, that you just used to fill up with one type of grain, and that's what your silo can hold with a certain amount of capacity instead. But it might come, or there might be a mod at some point, but for now we better make sure we get this combine over and start cutting some canola instead. But we do need a header trailer because we simply can't get through the gates with the header on, so we'll use the fend over the back of the fence there with that. Just gotta drop off the fertilizer first. And that's it for this episode, guys, while we pull the header trail over and get on with the canola field as soon as we can in the next episode. But thank you very much for watching here from Overcourt Gaming, and see you again soon.